Hello friends, this is Ratnam, Associate Professor of Chemistry, Government Degree College Bhagan. Today my topic is organometallic compounds in second year BSc, third semester. Organic metallic compounds are actually defined as any compound having metal carbon bond, M connected to carbon. See, here M and C. And that is how we can write Rn. R is alkyl group, metal is the M, printed with M. So this type of compounds are called organometallic compounds. Here the nature of this compound is very important for the organic synthesis, because organic organometallic compounds are used as reagents. Why they are used as reagents? The reason is when compared to carbon, all metals are electropositive, or we can say less electronegative. That means they do not attract electrons. When compared to carbon, carbon only attracts electrons from metal. Therefore, metal is ready to lose electrons, and therefore metal is converted into M plus. So whenever we prepare organometallic compound, then if we use this organic metallic compounds as reagent, then it generates carbanion. C minus carbanions are generated as reagents. So this is a very best source of generating carbanion ions in organic synthesis. The best metals what we can say to have organic metallic compounds are magnesium. The famous magnesium, we know that it gives a Grignard reagent. After that, lithium, zinc, copper, cadmium, aluminium. There are so many metals, like very important reagents are prepared by using these metals and in combination with the organic molecules, and they are very much used in the synthesis of different compounds in organic chemistry. There are different types of organic metallic compounds. The classification can be in different ways. They are like ionic in nature, and they are also having some covalent nature. And based on the bonding type, like sigma bonding and pi bonding organometallic compounds, and bridging type organometallic compounds, there are several different categories. But more or less, for our syllabus point of view, we only restrict to simple things like what are sigma type of organometallic compounds or pi bonding organometallic compounds. How can we classify them? See this. Sigma bonded organometallic compounds and pi bonding organometallic compounds. We can just separate that the compounds which contain one or more metal carbon covalent, that is sigma bonds. All such generally come under sigma bonding type. It may be covalent, sometimes it may be ionic in nature. When we come ionic type of organometallic compounds, we generally highly electropositive elements like sodium, lithium. They generally produce highly ionic type of what bondings. So ionic organometallic compounds are formed from first group elements, like sometimes even second group elements. But more or less, when you look at the sigma bonding, sigma bonded organometallic compounds, they are like a Grignard reagent, which is called RMGX, and some dialkyl zinc, that is zinc complex, zinc metal, and even sometimes lead metal is used, and aluminum metals are used, trialkyl aluminum. So like that, sigma type of bonding is expected here in this complex type compounds, where metal and carbon are more or less electropositivity is nearly same. That's why it gives a covalent type of bonding. Ionic bonding formation is based on difference in electronegativity. If the metal is more electropositive, it gives ionic type of bonding. And you can see there are some good examples. which are formed the way how pi bonding, that is pi bonded organometallic compound. Transition metals, they also form a large number of compounds in which the metal atoms are bonded to carbon atom sigma bonding. But in some compounds, this pi bonding is also possible. Best example is ferrocene. This is a very usual compound we know, ferrocene. See the structure. Where iron is the metal which is linked to two cyclopentadienyl anions. This is ferrocene. This is a uh, cyclopentadienyl iron. Cyclopentadienes are there, which uh, form a kind of pi bonding. It's not a direct sigma type bonding. It's not a covalent type bonding, but it's a kind of pi bonding, which is formed between iron and two cyclopentadiene molecules. Similarly, Gibbs salt. This salt is also a platinum complex where one side alkene is there, because it has three chlorides on three sides of its complex. But on the other side we have alkene which forms a pi type bonding. Similarly, chromium also forms with benzene. Same type of dibenzene chromium complex is formed, so which gives a pi type bonding. Here, this is actually a pi complex is formed between pi electrons of the organic molecule and empty orbitals of the what metal, and that is a sharing of electrons and overlapping of orbitals, due to which this pi bonded organometallic compounds are formed. Let us take up this preparation of organolithium compounds. How do we prepare organolithium compounds? Because in our syllabus we have lithium, aluminum, and magnesium, and out of that, magnesium, lithium are very important organometallic compounds. So preparation and reactions of these organometallic compounds are very OMC, organometallic compounds, OMC. Let us take up the preparation of organolithium. So it is direct reaction between alkyl halide and lithium that gives what alkyl lithium. So for example, this bromobutane when reacts with lithium in presence of hexane, it gives butyl lithium. So you see this n-butyl lithium is the compound which is formed. And if you take chlorobenzene, chlorobenzene also aryl type of compound is also formed when reaction with lithium, it gives phenyl lithium. So this is how direct combination between lithium and alkyl halide reaction in presence of hexane gives alkyl lithium's simple way of forming. And preparation of organomagnesium compound. Organomagnesium compounds are what very famous reagents. They are called Grignard reagent. Grignard reagents are organomagnesium compounds. They are nothing but alkyl magnesium halides. They are nothing but alkyl magnesium halides. So alkyl halides when react with magnesium and presence of ether, then that gives alkyl. Here it is taken as aryl, but you can take any alkyl group here. So alkyl magnesium halide. So this is how we get alkyl halides on reaction with magnesium in presence of ether gives alkyl magnesium halide. That is a product. And even we can the specialty that vinyl bromide, here its double bond is there. Even in such cases, this also reacts with magnesium to give vinyl magnesium bromide. So without disturbing the double bond, also we can prepare um, magnesium, organomagnesium compounds. Now let us take up the applications and properties of organometallic compounds. When you look at the what lithium compounds. How this alkyl lithium uh, compounds react with different compounds, how they are used as reagents in the synthesis of different compounds. For example, here alkyl lithium reacts with ketones. They react with carbonyl. For example, when they react with ketones, then we say this is almost similar to the reaction of ketones with Grignard reagent. So Grignard reagent and alkyl lithium both react in a similar way to generate tertiary alcohols. So the point is that this is uh, tertiary butyl lithium at minus 78 degrees centigrade. When this reacts with carbonyl here, then what happens? Already we know that organometallic compounds they generate carbanion. So this is now this carbon is now is nucleophilic. That is, it is getting negative charge, and lithium is plus charge. So this negative charge attacks this carbon. So this negative charge, this is how it attacks this carbon, and therefore this is the carbon which is attached to this carbon, and after that this oxygen becomes OH. So what happened? Wherever there is a double bond, there that particular carbon is now converted into alcohol, and of course it is ketone. That's why we got tertiary alcohol, because on the third side we have already added one R group. So for doubly bonded carbons, that is a carbonyl type of carbons, when they react with alkyl halide, sorry, uh, alkyl lithium compounds, then that gives uh, alcohols. Depending on the nature, it may be tertiary or secondary, primary. And if you look at the reaction between alkyl lithium with epoxides, how would it would go? When you look at epoxides, you see this is epoxide. Uh, that is a what this is a cyclic compound where one oxygen is there and two carbons. So it is a tricyclic compound. So it has only one triangular cycle where one is oxygen and two carbons are there. And when epoxides react with when it reacts with epoxides, alkyl lithium reagents produce primary alcohols. See this. So this is the alkyl lithium. So whatever the alkyl group in the lithium reagent, that is intact. It will not react anywhere. So this is remained as such. And wherever this epoxide is there, to one side alkyl group is attached. Out of these two carbons, at one side alkyl group is attached. The other carbon is getting OH group. So that's it. So that is the only way of simple production. So wherever epoxide is there, two carbons are there. On the two carbons on one side, this alkyl group is attached, and the other end of the carbon will get OH group. So you can see this product. OH is on the last. This carbon is getting OH group, and this carbon is attached to alkyl group, which is coming from alkyl lithium reagent. Uh, Even if we use because it is lithium compounds are highly selective, so even we can use unsaturated organolithium reagents to produce unsaturated alcohols, which is very difficult otherwise. Now take the reaction of alkyl lithium with carbon dioxide. Now this is one important reaction. Why it is so important means, in this particular reaction, Grignard reagent and alkyl lithium reagent both differ in the reaction, and we get different end products. So that is the main difference here. That's why this reaction with carbon dioxide is important for alkyl lithium and Grignard reagents. That is alkyl magnesium halides. Let us take up alkyl lithium. What happens with alkyl lithium? You see here. So this alkyl lithium, for example, cyclohexyl lithium. Cyclohexyl, this is to this lithium is added, so cyclohexyl lithium. When reacts with carbon dioxide, then this cyclohexyl group, that is one is CO group, carbon is attached to cyclohexyl, and another oxygen is getting here, and which is converted into what at this level O minus lithium plus is there. Actually, it should be converted to OH, but this will not take place here. At this level, the reaction changes further. Here, after one addition of one carbon dioxide, one lithium complex is formed, but further it reacts with one more alkyl lithium. It further reacts with one more alkyl lithium. It may be again a cyclohexyl lithium or methyl lithium, whatever it is. So this is second but reagent. The reaction is not stopping at level, but it is further undergoing second step reaction, where one more alkyl group is attached to this carbon. Again to this carbon dioxide carbon only, one more alkyl group is attached. Therefore, what happens? Two alkyl groups are attached to carbon dioxide carbon, and the remaining two oxygens are in the form of OH. And two OH groups, two hydroxy groups on the same carbon will give you carbonyl. Already we know this. Two hydroxy groups on the same carbon will give you carbonyl. So a carbonyl is formed at this level. So that's why we see that organometallic compound of lithium, that is alkyl lithiums, on reaction with carbon dioxide gives ketones as the end product. This is not the same product in alkyl magnesium halide. So that's why this reaction is special, and a distinguishing reaction between alkyl lithiums and organometallic magnesium compound. So here the reaction takes place in two steps, and two alkyl groups are attached to carbon dioxide. That is this carbon, and that is the two alkyl groups which remain as the two sides of the ketone. Look at the reaction of alkyl lithium with alkyl cyanide. With cyanide also the reaction is same. Here this alkyl group, since it is coming as R minus, alkyl lithium R minus is there. So this comes and attaches to electrophilic point, that is where there is a positive charge. So cyanide is carbon is the positive center. Therefore R minus comes and attaches to this place, and this becomes C and becomes C double bond N. After that, on hydrolysis, this nitrogen is removed as NH3 ammonia, and this is now converted into CO, because it is first forming imine. First imine is formed. Imine, that is C double bond NH is imine, but this imine is unstable, which further reacts with water and loses ammonium. NH3 is lost, and that's why we get ketone again. Alkyl lithiums on reaction with alkyl cyanides give ketones. Okay, this is how the reaction is taking place. In the middle, we always get a imine salt. Imine salt is formed, which is for the hydrolysis to give ketone. Look at different reactions of alkyl lithium. You can see here. So when it reacts with epoxide, already this reaction we know. When it reacts with epoxide, it gives alcohol, the two primary alcohol. Because one side alkyl group is attached to the other side. So this R is coming from alkyl lithium. So this R. And when it reacts with carbon dioxide, two molecules of alkyl lithiums are taken up, reacting, and we get ketone, where two alkyl groups are from alkyl lithium. And if it reacts with cyanide, we see ketones are formed. It further reacts with ketone ester. It also gives ketone, because two hydroxy groups are eliminated further. Next, You see this, all of these are the same type. When it reacts with ketones, then it gives aldehydes or ketones. Ketones it gives tertiary type of alcohols. When it reacts with aldehydes, it gives secondary or primary type of alcohols. You see this, when it reacts with the water, then it gives alkane type reaction. These are all different applications of alkyl lithium compounds. Now look at the second applications of Grignard reagent. Already we know this reagent is called Grignard reagent. Famous RMGX, alkyl magnesium halide. This is alkyl magnesium halide. See this. So let us try to understand alkyl magnesium halide as Grignard reagent. Here actually the important reactions of this are very famous, and one of that is preparation of alcohols by using RMGX. How we use RMGX to prepare alcohols, that too different alcohols like primary, secondary, tertiary. How this takes place. You see here, for example, when RMGX on reaction with carbonyl, it may be aldehyde or it may be ketone. So when it reacts with carbonyl, then already we know that RMGX gives R minus. It gives R minus. Alkyl group is what coming out as R minus. So that comes and attaches to carbon. So R minus is attached to carbon. And what happens? The substitutions are already there. This CO group is now converted to CO minus, and MgX is added as plus. So O minus MgX plus, and this is a temporary intermediate complex. So on hydrolysis, this is removed. This is removed, and MgX is removed, and where you get hydrogen there. That's why it becomes OH. So what happened? Wherever CO group is there, it is converted as COH, and whatever the R group is there on the RMGX, that is added to carbon here. So this is the main process which takes place. Now, depending on these two groups, here you see, depending on these two groups, we decide what type of alcohol is forming. So let us take up that. For example, if we take this anyhow, let us take primary alcohol preparation. How a primary alcohol is prepared? Anyhow, we are getting R group from RMGX. This R is coming from RMGX. So on this side, there should not be any R. If no R is taken, that is called formaldehyde. Hydrogen, hydrogen. So HCOH, formaldehyde. So when you take formaldehyde, which on reaction with RMGX, that is alkyl magnesium bromide, for example, methyl magnesium bromide, then what happens? Methyl group comes and attaches to this carbon. Now it becomes methyl CH2 OMgBr, which on hydrolysis what happens? Methyl CH2OH. So that is primary alcohol, ethyl alcohol is formed. Very simple. So for the preparation of primary alcohol from Grignard reagent, what we have to take? We have to take formaldehyde, HCOH, to generate primary alcohol. See this, you can take any example. You can take any alkyl group. So alkyl group can be anything. But the carbonyl must be formaldehyde. So that is a very key point where we need to understand properly. And this is how the steric position is also maintained by the primary alcohol whenever there is a structural features are available. Now look at here. Now we have taken formaldehyde, therefore we got primary alcohol. If you take aldehyde, where aldehyde means you see here, already carbonyl is having R group one side, H hydrogen on side. Formaldehyde means both are hydrogens. But here aldehyde means one is alkyl, another is hydrogen, and we are taking R dash MgX. Now R dash comes and attaches to this carbon. That also we know. R dash, this comes and attaches to this carbon. Therefore, this becomes R dash OH, isn't it? So R dash hydrogen is also be there. This becomes OH. Now this is secondary alcohol. So if you take aldehyde, then it gives secondary alcohol. Now if you take ketone R CO R dash, now we are taking R dash from outside again, then what happens? This R dash comes and attaches to same carbon here. Therefore this carbon is having 3 alkyl groups and OH is there, therefore it is called tertiary alcohol. So this is the main point what we need to understand. When you use RMGX, we can prepare primary, secondary, tertiary alcohol. If we take formaldehyde, we get primary alcohol. If we take aldehyde, we get the secondary alcohol. If we take ketone, then we get tertiary alcohol. This is the main difference between preparation of primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols. We can look at on the screen. Now reaction with ester. If you take ester RCOOR dash and if you take R dash MgX, then it adds 2 groups. The point is same, just like lithium alkyl lithiums, here also it adds 2 groups from RMgX and these 2 are attached to this carbonyl type CO, and after that it is remaining part is converted as OH. So we get tertiary alcohols only. Similarly, even if you take alkyl acid chlorides, that is RCOCl, it also gives same type involvement of 2 RMGX groups, and further it is converted into tertiary alcohol. You can see this at the bottom, the last reaction. So this is very important method of preparing alcohols, and that too separate alcohols by using different reaction conditions. Now look at the carbon dioxide reaction. Already we told that carbon dioxide reaction is very important when we compare between lithium molecule and organic OMC of magnesium. Lithium has given ketone, whereas if you take Grignard reagent, that is RMGX, then which on reaction with carbon dioxide gives carboxylic acid. That is the only difference, because here the reaction stops after one molecule reacts with carbon dioxide. In the previous case, when we were discussing the lithium molecules, there two alkyl lithiums reacted with carbon dioxide, therefore ketone has been produced. Here only one alkyl magnesium bromide, that is methyl magnesium bromide, is attached to carbon dioxide. Therefore what happens? Ethanoic acid is formed because methyl is attached to carbon dioxide. See here, C double bond O. So methyl is added to carbon, and this O now became O minus Mg plus Br, and on hydrolysis this MgBr is removed as MgBrOH, and hydrogen is added attached here. Therefore it becomes CS3COOH, which is nothing but ethanoic acid, or we can call this as acetic acid. You can see how differently we can explain this. Benzene magnesium bromide, that is phenyl magnesium bromide on carbon dioxide reaction with this will give you benzoic acid. So very simple. So we can just produce the COOH group where MgBr is there. Here R MgBr, that is converted into RCOOH, isn't it? So very simple. So how carbon dioxide is now converted into carboxylic acid by using Grignard reagent. Very efficient method of preparing carboxylic acids. This reaction is not possible with alkyl lithium compounds. And we have one other way of preparing alkanes by using Grignard reagent. So we can prepare alkanes, that is ethyl magnesium bromide, you can say, reaction with water or any alcohol or even with ammonium or with any molecule which just produces H plus ion, which can give H plus ion. So any protonic or a proton delivering compound is there, then alkyl magnesium halides react with that and takes that proton. For example, from H2H is taken, and that proton is added to alkyl group. So that is this here it is ethyl, for example. Ethyl, this proton is added, then it becomes ethane, RH. We are getting RH. So RMgX is converted into RH. That is, alkyl part is converted into alkane. So that is the specialty of this particular reaction. So we can prepare ethyl magnesium bromide on reaction with ethyl alcohol gives you ethane. Simple. You take a propyl magnesium bromide, then it is converted into propane. So whatever the alkyl group that was there is converted into alkane by using this reaction with water or any alcohol or even with ammonia. And what happens when it is reacting with epoxides? Grignard reagents they react with epoxides. Already we know that epoxide is like this. This is a cyclic compound where oxygen is on one corner. So again it gives alcohol. This is a reaction which is similar to organic lithium compounds. Organic lithium compounds also produce what alcohols with epoxides, because on epoxides one side we get on this one side we get R groups, that is whatever the group we are taking that is attached to one side, and on the other side which is there. But the point is, here there is a point. If the epoxide is unsymmetric, if epoxide is symmetric, doesn't matter. We get same product in either way. But if the epoxide is unsymmetric, then the question comes: where should this alkyl group, that is the alkyl group which is coming as R minus from the reagent, this R minus, should it attach to this carbon or this carbon? Here we need to take certain rules here. It is always they add to the less substituted end of the epoxide, that is less sterically hindered part. That means here when you compare these two carbons of epoxide, this is more substituted carbon, this is it is not having any substitution. Therefore, this is less substituted carbon. Therefore, whatever the group which is coming from RMGX, it should add to this. So we have to attach this carbanion, that is nucleophilic center of RMGX, to this carbon. Therefore, this more substituted carbon now is getting OH group. So here you see this carbon is getting OH group, and this carbon is getting this double bond. So this is how the reaction. So previously this was the opposite. The opposite is between these two carbons. Now OH is on this carbon, and this carbon is now attached to the alkyl part of RMGX. And after this hydrolysis is taken, and this is converted into OH group. So whenever there are certain unsymmetric conditions are there, then we can apply steric rules for the preparation of alcohols from epoxides by using RMGX. Look at different reactions of alkyl magnesium halide. Let's take up one by one, which are already we have covered, and we will see. So if we take, let us start from this side. Already we know that reaction with carbon dioxide, it gives carboxylic acid. Okay, and here this R is from RMGX, and COH group is from reaction with cyanide. It gives ketone, and ketone 1 R is from RMGX, and another R is from cyanide. And reaction with acid chlorides RCOCl, it gives ketone, where one R is from RMGX and another is from the group itself. And when it reacts with ketones, already ketones reaction, then it gives tertiary alcohol. See this, when reaction with ketones, it gives tertiary alcohol. This on reaction with aldehyde, it gives secondary alcohol. And it is not mentioned, but on reaction with formaldehyde it gives primary alcohol, that is not given here. And reaction with epoxide it gives alcohol, simple alcohol, but where always OH is on the more substituted carbon, and alkyl group of RMGX is on the less substituted carbon. And reaction with sulfur, it gives thiol, where R is from RMGX. Reaction with alkyl halides, it gives alkane, R dash R, where one R dash is from alkyl halide, another R is from RMGX. And further reaction with alkenes, it gives a substitution type of reaction. And reaction with actually is not there, but reaction with water not given. Water or any alcohol or any what ammonia, any protonic reagent, it gives alkane or H as the end product. These are certain reactions which are very very important as far as alkyl magnesium halide is concerned. And we will just look at the other part of this one, organo aluminum compounds. These are organoaluminum compounds. Uh, the preparation of aluminum alkyls involves generally it is involving two steps, because alkyl halide on reaction with aluminum first gives dialkyl aluminum halide. It is then converted into trialkyl aluminum. Of course, the reaction should go with the sodium, with the help of sodium, because sodium is there necessary to remove halides. So if we use sodium, then reaction moves faster, and one by one, three alkyl groups attached to aluminum, so that we get at the end trialkyl aluminum. So this is trialkyl, and this is trialkyl aluminum, or 3Al. So trialkyl aluminum is the main product of the organoaluminum compounds. And not only this, but we have several different types of reagents which are there in the form of aluminum, because lithium aluminum hydride, which is the strong reagent, sodium borohydride is actually not covered in this case, but we have dibol, and that is also a very good reagent, and we have aluminum isopropoxide and aluminum tertiary butoxide. So there are several reagents which are connected to aluminum, and they are used for the different types of reactions in organic chemistry. Let us have some example here, which is a famous reaction we everyone knows, that Meerwein-Pondorf-Verley reduction. This is called a MPV reduction. So in this particular reaction, the reaction is actually conversion of carbonyl compound into alcohol. So the reaction is a carbonyl compound is converted into secondary alcohol. This is mostly we take ketone, so that ketone is converted into isopropanol or some secondary alcohol. And this process is taking place in presence of a reagent which is aluminum isopropoxide. So here aluminum is the key point for us. So aluminum isopropoxide is prepared by this method, that is isopropyl alcohol is reacted with aluminum, and which is then further reacted with sodium, so that this is easily removed with the sodium, and aluminum is attached to three oxygens, that is isopropoxides. Three isopropoxides are there which attach to aluminum, so that aluminum isopropoxide is the reagent is formed, where you can see the structure of this reagent. And now we look at the reaction, MPV reaction, Meerwein-Pondorf-Verley reduction. In MPV reduction, carbonyl compound is taken. Here you can see the carbonyl compound. Uh, this is a ketone method, and this attaches to this aluminum isopropoxide, and step by step three molecules are attached, and after that each time one OH group is one CO group is converted to OH, so that we get isopropanol. Here it is propanone is converted to isopropanol. So this is a conversion of ketone to reduction of ketone to alcohol. So that is the main point of what reaction it is by using aluminum isopropyl oxide. And we can see opener oxidation is the reverse of this previous case. In opener oxidation, secondary alcohols are converted to ketones by selective oxidation. This is actually opener oxidation reaction takes place in the presence of aluminum propoxide, isopropoxide, in excess of acetone. If we take excess of acetone and the reaction is continued there. So this is how we generally consider the conversion of ketone into alcohol and alcohol into ketone. So this is actually a two-way process. This reaction is a two-way process where a ketone is converted into alcohol, simultaneously isopropanol is converted into ketone. So in this process, the reaction will it is shifting of one molecule to other way. So this is how the reaction proceeds by using of these reagents. And we have what lithium aluminum tertiary butoxide. This is one important reagent which is also used to convert acid chlorides into aldehydes. This is also one easy way of conversion into different compounds. So this is how we generally go through different reactions related to organo metallic compounds. In general, we speak organolithium compounds and the famous Grignard reagent or MgX alkyl magnesium halides and aluminum organoaluminum compounds and their some properties we are just going through, and we have several other examples in the textbook, so we can just go through them and try to understand the differences between one and the other. Thank you very much.